Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another moment with the mayor. Today, I'm super excited to have Kelsey Nagel here with us. You are a Richfield resident. We're neighbors. You also work here in Richfield and you oversee the Chamber of Commerce. So can you talk to me a little bit about who you are and a little bit more about Richfield's Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so I'm Kelsey. I work at Morris Nielsen Funeral Chapel. Been here about 11 years. We've lived in Richfield on Park Avenue since 2011, and we really enjoy that. And it's fun to know the people that lived in our house before us and know everybody that came from them. But yeah, so the Richfield Chamber of Commerce gives businesses the opportunity to promote themselves with other members and in the community. We work hard to promote, connect, and engage with our members. Being a part of the chamber gives patrons the opportunity to see that the business is interested in being a part of something and doing something that's best for our community. If a patron can see that the business is a member, they know that they're willing to do what it takes to be a part of our community. It can show a patron that the business is serious about engaging. It gives the business owners and employees a chance to bounce ideas off of each other, build partnerships, learn, grow, and inspire each other. This year, the Chamber's been through a lot of changes. We've opened up new events. We've pivoted old events. We got a new logo. We're working on a new website. We're really just striving to bring the events back to our community as opposed to bouncing around, growing our membership, and just being a chance to our members to highlight themselves in a way that works for them. Every business is a little bit different, so they just need to find the way, and we want to help them find the way to promote themselves and connect with others. And we really just want to listen to our business community.
Absolutely. Well, I was going to ask this question, but I feel like you answered it really well. Just the importance of having a strong chamber here in Richfield and what that means for the bigger community. But you talked about the benefits that come from membership and having that community within businesses here in the city of Richfield, helping one another. But then from the community perspective, from our perspective, the chamber has always been such a great partner when we have important changes coming to the community, developments, getting the perspective and partnership on those things with our business community through the chamber. But also, we always want to invest and grow in our own backyards, and doing that and making sure we're investing in the businesses of the chamber is one way to do that. So we are always appreciative for the Chamber of Commerce and the work that you all do, because a thriving chamber, just like thriving school district and a thriving faith-based community and a thriving nonprofit or organizations here in Richfield, is so important to making the city very vibrant, connected, and a great place for everyone.
Yeah, it's super nice. As the chamber, we're kind of a way for businesses to have that voice in local and state government. We do have a board of directors that's made up of various types of people, business professionals. So we have the city employees that you helped us get on the board. We have a city council representative, business owners, managers, and employees. So having that wide variety of people gives us a chance to see all the different angles and to help as many businesses as possible. If we can get the board members to connect the businesses to be profitable, then the community succeeds. So if businesses succeed, then our community will. Having a strong membership really is an investment in the future of Richfield. You see towns that have no businesses, they have very little sense of community, just because all the residents have to travel, they have to separate to do all the business, the work, the shopping. So bringing that in-house really keeps us invigorated and strong. And as the chamber, we are that voice for the businesses. The business, not only is it the businesses, but then businesses employ the people in our community, right? So I'm a perfect example of that, working for Morris Nielsen Funeral Chapel, and being a resident of Richfield. So the funeral home having connections into the community makes me love my career more and makes me love our town more. So you have happy business equals happy employees, which then in turn equals a happy community.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, obviously, we have been facing unprecedented times with the COVID-19 pandemic, and of course has greatly impacted our businesses. So can you just talk a little bit about how you've seen businesses adapt and try to continue through this pandemic?
Yeah, so listening to the owners and managers and employees talk about their struggles and losses, it's honestly overwhelming. It genuinely hurts my soul to hear it. They have lost so much over the past year, but the nice thing about Richfield is our support, right? We can go on the Richfield community Facebook page and we can talk about turkeys and shopping carts and all that stuff. But what sticks out is that we want to support our local businesses.
Right.
Businesses have responded in positive ways, not always the easiest for them, of course, but they're doing what they can. You've seen the food drives, the feeding the families, web-based seminars, the mobile ordering, capacity masks, so many people working from home. Some businesses have had to pay overtime to employees or hire new employees, just because their model has changed so much. So you have somebody that would have walked into a store and ordered something and it would have taken 5 minutes. And now that company has to figure out how to get the mobile orders and the pickups outside and all that. So their just business model has changed, which is positive, but it's hard on their bottom line. Every single business has had to change. When talking to the owners one-on-one, it's things that you wouldn't expect or even know about unless you're in their specific industry. So it's eye-opening, and a lot of it's not sustainable for a long period of time, but they can only adapt so much before they lose who they are. And so that's why we're here to try to strive to protect who they still are, but let them stay open and support them.
Right, absolutely. Well, we definitely really appreciate your partnership and what you're doing to support our businesses because, I also hear on a regular basis from our business owners, and it's almost going to be a year that we've been in this, and they have been fighting day after day, month after month to try to survive, and it just continues to get more difficult. And so we just need to keep hopefully there's a vaccine that will, hopefully the implementation of the vaccine will come sooner than expected and it will roll out and everything will be fine. But obviously there's going to be bumps and we just need to keep finding ways to make sure that our businesses hang on and that community is supporting them. And so to that point, the governor issued new orders and we've been tightening and loosening and tightening. And so a few weeks ago, we had some additional tightening and restrictions on our bars, on our restaurants. So again, just speaking to helping our businesses get through this, why is it so important that we think about getting our food, our meals, and being patrons of folks via takeout and these other options that we have right now?
Yeah, our poor restaurants are struggling so much. We already lost Houlihan's, and I know that we'll lose more if we go and do this for very long. So let's just keep our fingers crossed for the vaccine. Yes. Several restaurants rely on their liquor sales, their partnership with schools, hotel guest orders, and just in-person tips for their employees. You take all that out, but you still have to pay the employees. You still have to pay that liquor license. You still have to pay the taxes and the permits and other things that are still there, but you've lost your main income source. So ordering takeout and buying the gift cards are the only options for them. But those have to cover all the costs of all the other items. So obviously that's, you can see how that works. But it's more than our restaurants too. I mean, I want to stress that yes, we have hit hard on restaurants and bars and things like that, but it's also our kids' activities, our gyms, our dance studios, churches, nonprofits, so much more. So if there's a business that's closed or even just heavily regulated at the moment, it's losing money.
Right, absolutely. So we just want to remind folks, whatever you can do to support your local businesses is so important right now. And lastly, the last question related to that is the holidays are coming up. People would normally spend so much money on trips, on traveling to go see family, on buying presents. As we look to the end of the year, what are some special ways that we can, again, make sure that we're focusing on supporting our local businesses as we plan to celebrate at the end of the year?
Yeah, so obviously keep buying the gift cards, keep ordering takeout from any business that's closed or heavily regulated. Holiday gifts, can be gift cards for skating lessons or gift cards for gym memberships, donations in somebody's name, a Wood Lake membership. The options are endless. Just you have to be creative and support any business that you can. If there's a business that you hold dear to your heart, call them and ask them how you can support them and then share their idea on social media. And remember that no business has been unscathed, and most businesses, big or small, employ somebody in this community. So it doesn't matter if it's Best Buy or Posters on Board or Hawaii Poke Bowl or Sandy's, doesn't matter if it's Yoga Six or Anytime Fitness, support's needed. Because if that business ceases to exist, then those employees lose their jobs, and those employees are your neighbors. They may have families, they may need that job. And so the support that you can give is the support that the business community needs right now. No matter what the business is, just reach out to them and see what you can do to help.
Absolutely. And something that we got to do, our family got to do this past Thanksgiving, and we're going to do again, we're very excited, is we get to support Local Roots again, a local restaurant right down the street from our house. They did a Thanksgiving meal, and to be honest, it was cheaper. It was much better tasting and it was a lot less stressful than me going out, buying everything, preparing all the food. And it supported local farmers. It supported our local business. And I talked to Courtney, the owner, and she said people just loved it. And it was much more successful than they thought it would be. And so these little things, really get our businesses through. And they're going to do that again for this holiday season. And so just thinking of those creative ways to keep the stress down in your own home right now, but also maybe you do activities as a family, and maybe you decide we are going to go above and beyond and do some type of gifting and volunteering to support our local businesses. How can we be creative and really pull together and make sure we get through this? So thank you, Kelsey, for your leadership in the chamber and in supporting all of our businesses right now. And we will continue to partner with you. And we ask all of our residents, please do anything you can right now to support our Richfield businesses. I hope that we are seeing, light at the end of the tunnel with this virus. And if we can keep fighting and keep our businesses in place, that will make a huge difference for our community. So thank you for all you're doing to make that happen, Kelsey.
Thank you. And thank you for you too. And it's funny that you mentioned Local Roots, because we did, this was the first year we didn't go do Thanksgiving with my parents. And so we did the same thing, but with Flynn's, and it was amazing. And it was like, we're never learning how to cook a turkey because of this. I'm not stressed. I don't care. This was amazing.
Yeah, I felt like a little shame or like a little bad, like, oh, I should have done this. And then I was like, what am I talking about? I don't ever want to go back to that. So
you're like, let someone else do it.
Yes, exactly.
Stressed down, you're right.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, and we'll be talking soon. Please go out and support your Richfield businesses this holiday season.